All right, guys. So, welcome to CAD Easy. Okay, it's been a long time, and today I just want to do a little thing. A lot of people don't know that Protadetail, in fact, Protastructure as a whole, has a whole lot of other benefits. Okay, so today I want to take you through Protadetails. Okay, so that you can see the other design packages that are embedded in Protadetails. You won't see them in your normal Protastructure. Okay, but if you come to the Protadetails, you're going to see all this information. So quickly, I'm going to do a walkthrough, okay, for you to see all these additional packages that are included in Protadetail. So quickly, let me open my Protadetails 2018. Again, for those who want Protadetail, sorry, who want Protastructure as a whole, you can always contact me, okay? Your 2018, 2022, I think I have the crack version. So if you need it, you can always contact me, okay? So quickly, let's see something. Okay, all right, we are almost there. So first, we're going to start with a new drawing. So let's start with new project. Click on that. I'm going to call these order packages. Okay, I think I have this already saved. So order packages 1. Okay. All right. So quickly, I'm going to choose any of this code. Okay. I can decide to choose the BS8110 or the hero code. So this is for reinforced concrete. Okay, and we also have the hero code 2, which is basically for steel structure. Okay, for steel design. So I'm not doing steel now. Okay, so I'll just quickly choose any of the codes. So let me go with UK hero code. Both BS and hero code, they are from the same, they are same organization, same British code. Okay, so there is not much different. The only thing is that there are little modification in hero code, that tends to make the design more economical when you're comparing with the BS8110. Okay, so let's quickly check this out, then import. Okay. All right. So first, we are going to start by creating a new drawing. Okay. Let's say maybe I was doing a design with Protastructure. Okay, and I loaded the Protadetail from Protastructure. Okay. I will just come to auto generate details, and it will generate details according to my design with the main Protastructure. Okay. So here we are going to start with creating a new drawing. Alright, so the page is open. It's more or less like your AutoCAD page, though some of the tools doesn't really look the same, but a lot of things, there are a lot of similarities. So with Protadetails, you can do a lot of manipulations. Let me call manipulations, okay? You can do a lot of modifications. You can do a lot of things here, So, but first, I want to take you through some of the additional packages that are embedded in this software that you won't find in the normal Protastructure. Okay, the Protastructure itself, you won't find it there. So let's come to design library. Let's come to design library. Okay, so with design library, you can see cantilever retaining wall, you can see stairs. Okay, so Protastructure is one of those good softwares that will do a design for staircase and also give you the detail. Most of the structural design software don't do them. Then you also have retrofit wall. Okay, retrofit wall is to help with your columns or your reinforced concrete walls. Let's say maybe a particular section is not doing well and you want to increase it. You want to fortify a particular column section or wall section. You can use the retrofit wall, and we also have the steel facade scaffold. So you can use this to design an effective scaffolding structure. Okay, yeah, so scaffold is not just something you just purchase steel pipes and you just decide to say, okay, fine, this steel pipe can work, and you just use it to do your design, to do your construction. In actual sense, you're supposed to do a design for it first, for you to decide the diameter of the pipe you're going to use as well as the thickness, depending on the type of steel you're using. Okay, we also have cobble. Cobble, would I say work more like retaining wall, but not, sorry, like cantilevers, but they are not cantilever. Okay, so but they help to improve the connection, the column connection to whatever is coming on top of that column. Okay, basically, maybe let's say, for instance, in a situation where you're having a column that is moving away from the normal plane, from your ground floor plane. Let's say you have a column on your ground floor, but coming to the first floor, there is a little extension of that column away from the plane. So you can use corbel. Okay, so they act more like, okay, say maybe you would have had a cantilever, beam there, but corbel has more resistant to whatever moment is coming up on that connection at that corner at that point. Okay, so they help to reduce the impact of whatever is happening on that point. Okay, because now if there is a load on top of that column, let's say it's moving away from the main axis, at this point where the moment is increasing, because you're going to have an increased moment at that point. Don't forget that point, the load that is coming there is moving away from the normal axis from the ground floor. Okay, so it's going to increase a whole lot of bending and shear at that point. So corbel will help to to limit the effect of that moment by increasing the section of that column at that point. You understand me? So that is that. So we also have pile cap. We have pile cap batch, when you have a lot of pile caps to design. We also have pile design. Okay, so let's say you did a soil test, you have soil parameters, so you've been able to get your soil parameter, you've been able to get the angle of internal friction, your soil cohesion, and let's say you've been able, even if you're not able to get to compute your soil bearing capacity, there is a form you can fill with your soil parameters you've gotten directly from your soil test, and this software will design that pile for you. It will give you the diameter of the pile depending on the load. Okay, it will give you the diameter of the pile and will also give you the reinforcement. At the end of the day, it will tell you the self bearing capacity of this pile and also tell you the ultimate bearing capacity of the pile. Okay, so this is what this software can do. So later we're going to look at that. So but that's not the only thing. Another important ones, we have culvert. So you can design a culvert with Protastructure, Protadetail. We also have pit foundation. So with time we are going to look at this. Okay. Then what again do I have here? Shear wall elevation. So no, this is just for elevation. This is for sections. Okay. So basically these are all the major things you can do with ProtaDetails. Okay. So detail library. There is also a library for detailing. All right, so let's say you finish doing your design but you've forgotten to detail, you forgot to detail, you can come here and easily do your detailing. Okay, so that is simple. So let me just do a quick one. Let me start with let me just do two things here out of the five. I just want to do a walkthrough, not a typical design, but let me just do something to show you what I'm trying to demonstrate. So first we start with cantilever retaining wall. Let's click on that. So good. So you can see the parameters of the wall. When you see, this is the geometry and you can see the wall here. Okay, so whatever changes I'm doing here is going to be affected on this. So I'm able to see how it's been affected on the retaining wall itself. So the H you're seeing here is the height of the wall. Okay, so from the stem up to the heel, the base. Okay, so you can see the dimension for your heel, you can see the dimension for your toe, you can see the base thickness, you can see the wall thickness at the base, wall thickness at the top. Okay, so you can see all of that. So you can always change this. If I change any of these parameters, it's going to also affect the retaining wall size. Okay, so I don't want to do any design now. You also come to soil parameters. Okay, you can see internal frictional angle. Okay, so what is the angle of internal friction? That is for your soil, for the base. You also have wall frictional angle 2, that is the backfilling material that you're using to backfill after the construction. That is also very important. Then the dry unit weight of your soil, very important. All of this you get from your soil test, or you also get the saturated unit weight. You get all of this for your soil test. So but when you check here, you see for backfill, you see for front fill, and you have for the ground soil. Okay, so this is for your backfill, for your front fill, and the base, because definitely there is soil at the base. Okay, so that is very important. Okay, so you also look at the soil fill height. I don't want to go through this now. Maybe later we're going to check all of that. So you check the abbreviation for each of these items, and you check them here also the way they are being applied here, so that you know how to apply them, and you see them. The moment I apply here is going to be affected here. Okay, then you come here and you choose your soil bearing capacity based on your soil test. You also check your minimum soil bearing capacity. Okay, then the base frictional coefficient, all this one will be calculated from your from your soil bearing capacity. For those of you who are conversant with soil analysis, so you get this from your mole circle, okay? Then you also calculate your soil adhesion. So this will be given to you from the soil report. So you fill this in. Then you come to analysis setting, okay? So I don't want to do a thorough design now, and I just wanted to take us through. So let's just check total failure design. Give it a little time. I think that's loading too. Okay, so this is design. So here you can see the provided and required. Okay, you can see, so stem back face vertical rebar. Okay, stem back face vertical rebar. So if this is the stem, we are talking about the back side of it. Okay, then we are talking about the vertical rebar at this point. Okay, so you have the area of steel provided, which is way too high. Okay, no, not really high, because this is 1791 and this is 1827. Okay, so provided must always be greater than required. Okay, so this is 16 mm at 110. Okay, so if I try to change this to 20 mm, okay, then you can see the provided has increased. This is way too high. Okay, but I can decide to say, okay, for 20 mm use 200 mm spacing. Okay, now you see this is now in red. This is in red because the provided is less than the required, so there is problem. So I quickly come here and change this again to 150. Don't forget, as I'm clicking, it's showing you the bar itself. Okay, so let's check this out. So this is good, this is perfect. Okay, so each of this reinforcement category I click, you're going to see it demonstrating on the design. Okay, so let's say everything I'm okay with this, I'm all right. So the next thing I'm going to do is prepare drawings. Okay, then I click here. It's going to detail for me exactly the way I wanted it. So you can see the dimension for the stem. Okay, you can see the heel, you can see the toe. All right, so you can see everything the way I wanted it. So you can also see the drainage pipe to drain out water from the wall, so we don't have a lot of water pressure acting on this guy. All right, so you also see the whip holes. Okay, then even with the whip holes, if you check clearly, you see what is written here: 50 cm cube crushed stone. This is to help filter the water out, so the air doesn't filter out too. So this is very unique, and you can see all the reinforcement for the sectional view. You can also see the plan view, and it doesn't end here. Again, you will also get the steel quantity table alongside the bar bending schedule. So this is quite very unique. Okay, so I promised I was going to do two, so let me just quickly check for staircase too. So I click on the staircase. First, the first thing you need to decide is what type of staircase are you designing for. There are different type of staircases here. Okay, so after deciding, let's say I'm going for a double arm staircase. Okay, so after deciding the type of staircase I'm going to be using, the first thing again is, the second thing I'm going to consider is what type of support is my staircase having. Am I having support at the ends of the staircase? Am I having at the side of the landing? Okay, or am I having both at the side and at the end of the landing? So these are very important. How do I put it? These are important factor you need to put in mind. These are important consideration you have to put in mind first. Okay, so let's say I choose this, and I now can come here, change all the parameters. I'm going to accept everything the way it is. Then I click on redesign. You can also see the same thing here: required, provided, and required, Y12 quantity, diameter, spacing. Okay, I accept everything the way it is now. Then I go to detailed drawing. All right, so I come here and I click. You can see it giving me a perfect detail just the way I wanted it, and you can see the plan view. Okay, so this is very unique, and I also give you the steel bar quantity table. Very unique, very unique. You hardly see structural software design staircase and also detail for you. Okay, so this is it. So in our later video, we are going to do a thorough design for all of those items, all of them, including the culvert. We are going to do all those design, but this is just to create an awareness for those of you who only think that Protastructure only does reinforced concrete for your building, or maybe for your if you're dealing with steel, it's just reinforced concrete for building or steel for building. or for your roof trusses or whatever. No, there is a whole lot, a whole lot of things you can do with Protastructure. So this is just an eye opener for those who don't know, and for those structural guys who have interest in structural engineering. This is just to tell you that there are more to Protastructure than what you already know. Okay, so if you need this software, you know what to do. Just DM me or drop a message in CAD Made Easy on my YouTube page. If you have not followed CAD Made Easy channel, make sure you do that because you're missing out on a lot and a lot of updates. See you guys.